¿Qué tal? Es jueves. Yay. It's another week, right? We can check it off the list. Oh, excuse me. All righty, you about ready to get started, Brooklyn? Muy bien. All right, buenos dias. So real quick behind me. So yesterday we filled in blanks with the form of the verb to go. Buenos dias, Jo Marion. So this morning I just kind of want to refresh our memory about when to use la, or when we use al. So in the chat, or if you want to do them out loud, that's fine. Just how would we fill in with the correct form of right? So they are going to the library. I'm going to the bank. So what form or forms of would we use? Allah or al? Those are our two choices, if we remember. Just pop them in the chat. Hey, perfect, Brooklyn. Okay, so Jo Marion, tell me which one. There's two of them, so I don't know which one you mean for that. Okay. Bueno, so let's think about it. If it's to the, right? Our word the is either el, la, los, or las, right? We learned that way back in Spanish 1. And so, hola, Arshad. And so we would say, if this is feminine, biblioteca, then it would be a la, right? To the. Ellos van a la biblioteca. And this one is banco, the bank, and it's masculine. We know that because of the O. And so we would not say, yo voy a el banco. We would not say that. We need to make that contraction. And so al banco, A-L. So B should be yo voy al banco, right? Because it's masculine. Okay, questions there before we move on? Okay, we have, today is like our Friday, right? Just a reminder that all work is due by Wednesday of next week. But, you know, you guys, classes after Wednesday, right, are just normal classes. So, you know, we just keep trucking, right? We just keep moving on. Okay, so let me switch up my background. So what we're going to do today, you guys, is vamos a practicar. Yesterday we had an ed puzzle and all of that. We started talking about how to say that we are planning to do something, right? That we intend to do something, that we're going to do something, right? So we're going to get into that today. We're going to practice that today. And then I just put that reminder up there. Okay. So kind of a busy day. And I'm just going to back up a little bit, right? You guys, I'm going to just remind us of a couple of things just to kind of lay a little bit of groundwork before we start talking about this near future. That's, you know, what we're calling the futuro próximo. the near future. It's what I intend to do. Okay. So the difference being, I'm going to go to the store on Sunday. Yeah. Or next year, I'm going to go to college, right? Arshad in Brooklyn, right? So, that's like the near future, something that I intend to do, right? I'm planning on doing. Not doing it right now, I'm planning on it. But it's different than saying, like, when I grow up, yeah, I want to be a doctor or something. I don't know. Okay. So, in terms of like long-term stuff, all right. So, intention versus almost like wish, right? In the future, long term, I'm going to have, $1 million in the bank or something like that, right? So, long term, not something that you're going to do short term. So, there's a difference in how we use it. Now, I will say this, that in street Spanish, right? Not book Spanish, but in street Spanish, this is used all the time, right? I mean, it's probably more common than using just regular old present tense, right? Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So just focusing on the fact that it's called the near future, right? El futuro próximo, and not something that we're going to do like when we grow up long term. Okay. So let's lay a little bit of groundwork first. Okay. Let me pull this up. And this is kind of goofy. So I'm going to start out in English. Okay. All right. So if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up that you can see my document, my screen. Okay. Gracias. So we're talking about, this is way back Spanish 1 stuff. Okay. So what is an infinitive? Yeah. And what is a conjugation? Because we have to know both of these for this. And so in order for me to kind of explain it to you or show it to you, we got to know what we're talking about. We got to know the terminology. So anybody remember what is an infinitive and what is a conjugation? Or can anybody give me just an example of either one? And if you can't, I understand, because this is all like grammar stuff. But do you think you have an idea? Pop an example into the chat, or you can just speak up. What's an infinitive or what's a conjugation? Ideas? Okay. Good morning, Marlacia. Did I say good morning? I didn't mean to ignore you. So, okay. So let's say our verb is bailar. Yeah. I'm hoping y'all can see that. Bailar. So what does bailar mean? We've had it in this unit about activities. Who remembers what does bailar mean? To dance. Okay. Muy bien. To dance, right? Now, if in English, I wanted to say, I to dance tomorrow at the club. I don't know. Okay? We know that's wrong, right? We know that's wrong because what we have to do is take this action, right? And it has to match with like I or you or he or she or they or whatever. So in English, we can say things like, I dance tomorrow at the club. I'm going to dance tomorrow at the club, or whatever. Okay. Or I could say, he dances at the club all the time. Okay. I don't know. Right. So notice that my form of dance, right, loses the word to in English. And we say I dance, but then we say he dances, right? The spelling changes. So, you guys, this is an example of an infinitive. And you need to know this because this is what you're going to hear me say, right? You're going to hear me use this word, right? So the infinitive is the original form of the verb, right? In other words, before we use it in a sentence. Okay, everybody give me a thumbs up if that's clear. Perfect. So that's our infinitive, right? Like to dance, or in Spanish would be like bailar, caminar, ir, right? To go, ser, to be, all of those action words that we've been learning, okay? When we use it in a sentence, when to dance, for example, changes, we lose the to in English and it becomes I dance or he dances, right? Then these are examples of the conjugation. Yeah. And all the word conjugation means fancy word for just mean change, right? So the verb changes based on who or what does the action, right? So we know in English, I dance, but he dances. And so the verb changes, the spelling of the verb changes based on who or what is doing the action, right? Okay, so everybody clear about what is an infinitive and what is a conjugation? Yeah? Okay. So in the chat, real quick, can you think of an example of each one in Spanish? So I gave you bailar up here. So can you give me an example of an infinitive in Spanish? In other words, of a verb that you know, and then a form of the verb that you know, the conjugation. Right, you guys? So I'll put one in the chat. Okay, I'll put one in the chat. So like if I wanted to say, so we've been practicing ir, which is to go. So that's my infinitive. And then my conjugation would yo voy. So check out the chat, right? So ir is my original form of the verb, my infinitive. And then a form of the verb that goes with yo is voy. So can you guys do the same? It doesn't matter what verb you remember, what verb you know, and pop it in the chat for me, or you can unmute, whichever you prefer. Arshad, Marleisha, Joe Marion. Give me an example like I did in the chat, please. You can unmute or pop it in the chat. I mean, we've had the verb to have, you know, thin air. We have I am, right? We have all of these activity verbs to play video games, to sleep, to touch, right? To be. We've had all kinds of verbs. I can't even think of them all, right? Think of a verb that you know: to talk, to walk, to swim. I don't know all the verbs that you guys may know. I need you to show me that you understand the difference. Okay, very good. So we've had ser, meaning to be, and the form, which would be the infinitive, the original, and then the conjugation example would be yo soy, right? Okay, can someone else think of another one? I mean, you can look in the modules, right? Go to the resource library. There's tons of verbs in there. Joe Marion, I need you thinking, Arshad, because otherwise we're wasting class time. Come on. Go to the resource library, pick out a verb. Find one, Arshad. Need to go to the modules. Okay. So far, I've had one response from Brooklyn. I'm still waiting. There you go, Marlacia. You had one right there in front of you. Which one is the infinitive? And then give me an example of the conjugation. I'm not asking you necessarily, Arshad, to remember one, but I'm asking you to identify them. There you go, Marlacia, good job. So doler would be the infinitive, the original form. And then if we want to use it in a sentence, we have to conjugate it. It would be me duele, right? What about like? You guys, we've been practicing like. What is to like? Okay, that's a lot, right? We're talking about actions, right? Verbs are actions, okay? Yeah. I mean, in this unit, we've been talking about activities, walking, singing, dancing, right? All these things that we like to do. What's the verb to like? What's the verb to have? What's the verb to think, to dance, to sing? I don't know, whatever else we had. Open up guided notes somewhere. Okay. All right, Jamarian. So what is the original form of that? How does it start out before you change it to use it in a sentence? Well, that would be another form. What would be the original form? There you go. All right. Right. So gustar, right, would be the original, the infinitive. Okay. And me gusta or me gustan would be forms of gustar, right? See. Okay. All right. So once we've established that, then, all right, let's see how this plays into talking about things that we're going to do. Obviously, we need the verb to go. Yo voy, tú vas, él va, nosotros vamos, and ellos van. That's what we've been practicing, right? So we're going to add to it by seeing how we're going to use that to talk about in the near future, okay? So I'm going to switch up my screen here just a second. I need you all to make sure that you can hear and see me, or see my screen anyway. Because this, I feel like it loses volume, so make sure that, because I can't turn my volume up anymore. So just make sure that y'all can hear.
Buenas tardes, estudiantes. Hoy es viernes y todos nosotros queremos ir a casa. It seems like everyone has big plans for the weekend. So, let me start this quick lesson with a question. ¿Qué vas a hacer este fin de semana? What are you going to do this weekend? My question cleverly introduced a Spanish construction that allows you to say what you intend to do in the future. The construction uses the verb ir, which you have learned previously, followed by a and an infinitive. It's the exact equivalent of saying going to do something in English. Tanya is going to swim. Fun. Fede is going to sleep until noon. Nice. And I'm going to clean my kitchen because a teacher's fun is never done. Ahora, en español. Tanya va a nadar. Fede va a dormir hasta mediodía. Y voy a limpiar mi cocina.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. So let's identify the infinitives. So in the first sentence, Tanya va a nadar. Which word is the infinitive? Pop it in the chat or you can unmute, you guys. In this sentence here, which word is the infinitive? We said it was the original form of any verb, right? So what would it be? Tanya va a nadar. Good, Brooklyn. Anybody else? Jamarian, which one is the original form of the verb? Good, Marlacia. We're on the first one. Tanya va a nadar. Jamarian. Arshad? Very good. So nadar. So this is our original form of the verb, right? Our infinitive. So it means to swim. So if we're going to say that Tanya's going to swim, she's not swimming right now. She's going to do it tomorrow, tonight, later, in an hour, in 5 minutes. I don't know, whatever. Okay. So what is the form of go in this verb? What is in the sentence? What is the form of ir that we're using? Which word here means go? Tanya is going. Tanya goes. Good, Brooklyn. Good, Arshad. Jamarian, which word in this sentence about Tanya means go? Marlacia? There you go. All right, so va, right? So Tanya is going, right? And I'm going to put this as one. And we know, like the word it can mean to, okay, or at. And so this is number 2. Tanya is going to, right? And then what is the activity that she's going to do? Swim in this case. And so 3, right? And so 3 is the infinitive. Everybody see what I'm talking about here? Yes or no? Yes. So at the beginning of the video, the lady said, talked about a construction, right? Ir plus a plus an infinitive. And this is what she's talking about. This is how we construct, talking about what we're going to do in the near future. So it has 3 parts, right? 1 is the conjugated form of the verb to go, because we're going, and we're going to, and then what is it that we're going to do? In this case, we're going to sleep in the infinitive, Okay, so it's the difference from saying Tanya is swimming, which would be Tanya nada en la piscina, meaning she does it right now. She's doing it now, right? Nada, we've conjugated nadar, but that's not the case. She's not doing it right now. She's going to do it. So we need this form of va. Okay. All right. Any questions about 1, 2, and 3? No. Okay. Because I don't remember if she says this in the video or not, I'll just pop it in here now. If, let's say, that Tanya, for example, is not going to swim, not going to swim. Well, if this is going, right, or goes, she's not going. So we have to put our no in here. If we're going to make it negative, it would be Tanya no va. She's not going to swim. Okay. Fede no va a dormir. Yo no voy a limpiar. I'm not going to clean my kitchen, right? So our no goes in front of the first verb here, right? Fede no va, yo no voy, Tanya no va, because we're not going. Okay. All right. So let's see what else this gal has to say.
One potential pitfall. Don't forget the a between ir and the infinitive. That would be as awkward and wrong as saying, I'm going clean my kitchen in English. Now, I said you could use this sentence structure to talk about future plans, intentions, and goals. Well, there are a lot of adverbs and time expressions you can add to your sentences to say when you plan or hope to do these things. En 10 años, Fede va a ser un abogado famoso. La próxima semana vamos a visitar a nuestros primos.
Okay, so in 10 years, Fede is going to be a famous lawyer, right? In 10 years, in 1 year, in 2 years. You can put obviously whatever you want. La próxima semana, next week, we are going to visit our cousins. Vamos a visitar. We're going next week. Okay, so you can mix it up however you want, because we're talking about when we intend to do something, and you have that vocab in your module, in your library.
Vas a leer la lección mañana, ¿verdad? El domingo la señora López va a pintar la sala. Wait, what? So I'm going to clean the kitchen and paint the living room this weekend? What happened to getting a mani-pedi? Okay, I'd better say hasta pronto and get to work.
Okay. All right. Any questions about what we talked about there? Okay. Bueno, so I want to just give you a couple of examples about something that can be really confusing. Okay, so I just want to point it out to you real quick. Get down here. Okay, let me share my screen, because I don't want you to come across this and go, huh, what, right? I want to show you what can be confusing. So let's think of a sentence in English. Let's say I am going to go to class. I'm just going to keep it simple. Okay. I'm going to go to class. All right. So we know we need how many parts? How many parts do we need to talk in the near future in Spanish? 1, 2, and 3. We need 3 things. Okay. And so let's try to put this in Spanish. So how do I say I go or I'm going? You'll know this, so don't let it confuse you. How do I say I'm going? Yes, but I need to say I'm going. How do I say I'm going or I go? Yeah, very good. So, very good, Jamarian, very good. So I'm going to say yo, right? Voy. Because I know that the verb to go is ir, I-R, right? Spelled I-R. But I need to be able to say I'm going, right? Okay, so yo voy. What is part number 2 in Spanish when we need to talk about something in future? What is the other thing? How do I say to? What is my part number 2? Guys, remember? What is the other thing that we need here? Ah, very good, Marlecia. Ah. Okay, Jamarian, you with me? Okay, so I'm going, right, is yo voy. And then let me see if I can maybe color code these things. Might be helpful. Okay, y'all with me? And then I need to say to. So there you go. There's my word for to. Okay, so now I need go. And the formula tells me that it's a form of ear, which I have, which I have, and then the infinitive, right? The original form of the verb. So how do I say to go in Spanish? How do I say that? What is our word to go? What is the original form? Brooklyn, you said it a minute ago. Ear, very good. So our original form of the verb to go, right, is ear. I hope y'all can see these colors, right? And then en clase or a la clase or whatever, we would just finish up the sentence, okay? Yes. Okay, all right, so questions. So do you see what I'm getting at? Why this can be a little tricky is because I am going to go. We say it all the time in English. Think about how many times we say, I'm going to go. I'm going to go do something, whatever. I'm going to go, right? So you can do the same thing in Spanish, right? I'm going to go. Voy a ir. All right. Another confusing thing that I want to point out. Let's say that somebody asks a question. Like a lot of times when we start class on a Thursday or something, I might say to you, what are you guys going to do this weekend? You got any plans for this weekend? You know, what are you going to do? Right? So I'm going to put that question up here. Okay. So what is the question asking? Right? Yeah, I know. Okay. What is the question asking? Let me italicize it, right? What are you going to do this weekend? All right, that's what the question is asking, right? So let's figure it out, first of all, okay? So you're going, y'all see that here? Yes, you're going. We have our to, and then this is our verb to do, right? What are you going to do? And notice, you guys, that we do the same thing in English. You going, right? To, and then, oopsie, and then our verb to do. Okay, y'all with me so far? So my question is, this is where it gets confusing. How do you answer? Because let's do it in English first. Okay, let's try it in English first. What are you going to do this weekend? I am going to sleep, right? Or I am going to play video games. Okay, I have a new one, right? So in English, if I answer the question, what are you going to do this weekend? You just answer the question. I'm going to sleep, right? You don't say, I'm going to do sleep. We don't say, I'm going to do play video games. Y'all following me here? So we're going to get rid of, when we answer the question in English, we get rid of this. right? This goes away because we were answering the question. We're saying what we're doing. We're going to sleep or we're going to watch video games or play video games. Okay. And so the same thing in Spanish, right? Voy a dormir. Voy a jugar. Oops. Jugar los videojuegos. I'm going to just abbreviate. Okay. Everybody follow what I'm trying to show you here. So if the question is, what are you going to do? You don't need this word in the response, right? Because you're answering the question. You're saying what you're going to do, right? You're going to sleep. Dormir. Okay. All right. Questions there. All right. So here's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to put a simple sentence up here. We're just going to do one in English. Okay. I mean, in Spanish. And we're going to take that simple sentence and I'm going to ask you guys to put it in this near future, en el futuro próximo, right? Simple sentence. So I'm going to say, let me think of a verb in our unit here. Okay. Yo canto con la música. Okay, so let's figure out what it means, you guys. I sing with the music. Okay, what is our verb to sing in Spanish? What would this original verb be? It was part of our new vocabulary on our guided notes. What is to sing? Cantar. Okay, so what I would like you to do is take this sentence and in the sentence that I have up here, it means I'm doing it right now. All right, I'm singing with the music right now. I'm going to sing with the music. Okay, so can you put that sentence in Spanish in the near future? What would we do? You got to apply that formula, those three parts. Okay, give it a try. You have some examples up there to guide you. And just pop it in the chat. And I need to hear from everyone, please. Because if I don't, then that means you don't know. Okay. And so if you pop something in there in the chat, even if it's wrong, then I know what to repeat or practice with. Follow the example that you see right above there. Okay, think about it as, if you're a math person, think about it as a simple formula. 1, 2, and 3. What do you need? Okay, Joe Marion, can you see my screen? We have a sentence in Spanish in the present tense, right? I'm singing with the music, but I'm not. I want to say I'm going to sing. Perfect, Arshad. So can you put that sentence in the near future, in the futuro próximo, like we've been practicing? And there's an example right up above so you can follow. Marlesha, muy bien. Three parts. What is the first part? What is the second part? What is the third part? Okay. So Joe Marion, do you have three parts? You got to follow the, yeah. Is that better? You got to follow you need three parts, right? Follow the example that I have up here. Okay, here's our examples, right? Marion, what can you add? Okay. Brooklyn, what is it that we're going to do? Okay, there you go. All right, muy bien. So here's what you should have had. Okay, let's all take a look. You should have had, let's see if I can fit it up here. Yo voy a cantar con la música, right? I'm gonna sing with the music, right? So I'm going, right, to, and then what is it I'm going to do? Sing. So if I have a conjugated verb here, so in other words, it fits with yo, and then this one has to be in the original form. Isn't that what we've been practicing? Yeah. So I don't know if it helps you. Sometimes it does. Think of this. I'm going to call it, and I'll pull it up here, the near future formula. Okay. This is what we're going to call it, the near future formula. Okay. So what is the formula? The formula is like an equation. Okay. Some of us are more math minded. Okay. So our first one is the form of ir, right? Form of to go. So that's our first part of our formula. Then we need that word to. That's our second part of our formula. Our third part of our formula is the action or the verb in the infinitive, right? Or in the original form. Okay, and I'm going to abbreviate infinitive. So we have three parts again, you guys, right? We have, think of it this way in your formula. Okay, we have, this is number one. Number two is the word to, if that helps you to remember. And then what is it that we're going to do? Right? What is it that we're going to do? What is the verb? What are we talking about? Swimming, singing, dancing, playing video games, sleeping, reading, whatever. Okay. 1, 2, 3. You got to have three parts. So I would suggest when we get into the habit of writing sentences and things in this near future, that you think of that formula. Do I have the three parts? Okay. All right. Any questions, you guys? Okay. In the time we have left, let me pull this up real fast. We're going to try to do this together. Okay. Let me make sure I have my stuff together here. I have the right one. Okay. I just want you to think about this. Is more of a reflection question. Okay. All right. So everybody take a look at my screen. Jo Marion, you with me? Okay. Arshad, can you see my screen? Because I know it's probably kind of small, right? Okay. So we're going to compare. And I need you to think about it and then just put your answer in the chat. What's the difference between yo voy a comprar verduras mañana and yo voy al mercado? Do you use the same verb to go to express both ideas in English? I'm more concerned about what is the difference, right? So yo voy a comprar verduras mañana. So first of all, what does mañana mean? Clase. Mañana? No, hoy is today. What is mañana? You're close, right? You're on the right track. Tomorrow, right? Or yeah, en la mañana would be in the morning. Mañana by itself, tomorrow. Okay. So what is comprar? What is comprar? What is comprar? Anybody know that one? Comprar. Okay, comprar is to buy. Okay. What is mercado over here on this question? What is mercado? El mercado. Anybody recognize that word? The market. Yep. Okay, so I'll just put it in over here. Market. Okay. Now you all think about it. What is the difference in the sentences, right? What is the difference in meaning? What is the difference in how they're putting together? You know, what is the difference? What are they trying to tell us? Okay. Yo voy a comprar verduras mañana. Verduras are greens or vegetables, right? Okay. And yo voy al mercado. And just pop it in the chat. What's the difference in your mind? How can you explain the difference in the two sentences? I'll give you a few minutes. And I want to hear it in your words, right? I want you to think about it. Yo voy a comprar. What is the difference in meaning? And what is the difference in how they're constructed? Okay. Does that make sense to you guys? Everybody understand the question? Yeah? Okay. You know, what have we been comparing all day today, right? What have we been looking at all day today? Just pop your ideas in. If you don't know that, then that's what you need to tell me, right? Arshad, what's the difference? Pop your ideas in the chat, please. Joe Marion, Marlacia, what do you think? Well, think about the difference in the meaning of the sentences, right? Okay. And so Brooklyn, you're on the right track. You're right. The first sentence gives us the exact day, right? So what is that? How is that? Besides the word mañana, what if we took the word mañana out? Right? Then how are they different? What have we been trying to sort of compare today or contrast today? Okay, so Joe Marion, can you hear me? Because I only see the top of your head, so I don't know what you're doing, right? I can't see your face. So let's do this together. What is the first sentence saying? Somebody translate it for me. I'd prefer that you guys unmute. Yo voy a comprar verduras mañana. What is that sentence saying to us? Yo voy a comprar verduras mañana. What is it saying? Who can translate that? Go ahead, Arshad, unmute and tell us what it means. Yo voy a comprar verduras mañana. Or pop it in the chat, because I know you know. So do something. Either unmute or pop it in the chat. Yo voy a comprar verduras mañana. Who can tell me what that sentence means? Okay, Marlacia. Good job. All right, so I'll put it up here. Okay, I need everybody to pay attention because this is not going to go away, right? So I am going to buy veggies tomorrow. That's what our first sentence means. Okay. Am I doing this action now? No. Let me take off the word tomorrow. Am I doing the action now? I'm going to buy veggies. Am I doing the action now? Am I buying veggies right now? You guys? Okay. I'm not buying veggies right now. I'm going to buy veggies. Isn't that right, you guys? I'm not doing it right now. It's something I'm going to do, something I intend or something I plan to do. Okay. So let's apply our formula. So our formula had how many parts again? How many parts? 3. All right. So, excuse me. What is part number 1 up here? Can y'all show me which one of these would be part number 1? Of our formula. I'm going. All right, good. So this is part number 1. Good. What's part number 2? Yep. Yep. Our part number 2 is 2. Okay, easy to remember. Right? And so what's our part number 3? Buy, to buy, right? Very good. 3. The action. What is it that we're going to do, right? Okay. So in Spanish, let's try again. Yo voy is part number 1. A is 2. Comprar is 3. Okay. So I'm not buying veggies right now. I'm at home. I'm not buying veggies right now. I'm going to do them. Right? If I went to the store and I finally made it to the market and I'm buying veggies now, okay, then how would that look? It would look like, yo, watch me. My verb is buy. If it's an AR verb, I get rid of the AR and I add the ending O. O-A-S-A, amos and an. Yo compro verduras. Okay, so now I'm buying them. I'm buying them now. Okay, so the difference is, okay, I'm going to do something or I'm doing it right now. So this sentence is our near future, our futuro próximo. Okay, I'm not doing it right now. I'm going to do it in the near future. I'm planning on doing it. Okay, this one, okay, is presently. I'm right now as I speak. This is what I'm doing. Okay, how many verbs do I have in this sentence right here? Yo compro verduras. How many verbs do I have? If verduras is veggies, right? Here's our word. How many verbs do I have in this sentence, in this present tense sentence? How many verbs? One. I'm buying. I buy veggies. I'm doing it right now. Okay. So in our sentence up here, the difference is this one is present. I'm going to the market. Like I'm currently in the car. I'm currently walking. I'm going to the market. I'm on my way. I'm doing it as I speak. Yeah. But this one says something that I'm planning on doing. I'm going to the market. I'm going to buy vegetables. Okay. Okay. Any questions about what we have on here, up here? All right. The last thing that we're going to do today, clase, is can you meet me in Canvas, por favor? Let me make sure it's all good to go here. Waiting on my computer. So meet me in unit 6, you guys, that's where we are. It didn't pop up. Give me a second because it didn't pop up. Hold on. Try again. Where did it disappear? There it is. Okay. Okay, go ahead and refresh your screen, please. So just a reminder, you guys, again, it's up here behind me. All assignments are due no later than Wednesday at 4. So if you have missing stuff, don't forget to check out VHL as well. This is not letting me view as a student, so give me another second here. Okay. Jo Marion, check out my screen. All right. So we are in unit 6. Very, very bottom. This is a VHL assignment. Okay. Okay. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to use our vocab list of pasatiempos, right? Our hobbies, our activities. And for montar en bicicleta, to ride a bike. So Juan y Teo, right? It's plural, van a montar en bicicleta. So notice, you guys, they're not doing it now. They're going to do it. It's our near future formula. 1, the form of ir. 2, 3, whatever the activity or action is. Okay. So you are going to practice that. You're going to say Mercedes or she, and you're going to say she is going to paint. She is going to paint. We had paint back when we did Mario, right? Manuel or he is going to swim. Marina y Sofia are going to play the piano or play music, play an instrument. That's in our vocab. My friends and I are going to walk. That's also in our vocabulary. Okay. So any questions about what I'm asking you to do? Yes, Brooklyn. So before you submit these, make sure, do you have the 3 parts? Do you have a form of ear? Do you have your ah? Do you have the activity in the original form? Okay. All right. Any questions, you guys? Now, if you want, I don't know if you have the opportunity to make, you don't have like a text box that you guys can add to that. I was going to say you could put your little formula there if you wanted. Okay. All right. So we have about 10 minutes. Let's sit here together. Let's work on this together. I'll put the formula up on the screen. And then if you guys get stuck or something, you can ask me a question. Okay. All right. Jamarian, you with me here? Give me thumbs up. Okay, in the you guys, in the resource library, you should see the near future formula. It's the very last thing in your resource library. So if you want to open that in another tab so you can kind of go back and forth, that's cool. Where is that here? Okay, Jamarian, you with me? Right, near future formula. You can click on that, open it up, have it in another tab. Okay. There's multiple visits or multiple ways to look at it. And then let me know if you need help. I can't look at Go Guardian while I'm sharing the screen, you know, you guys. So if you have a question. Perfect. Brooklyn. Okay, Jamarian, are you in your VHL? You can just access it from the module, right? Unit 6, module unit 6. That's the easiest way to get there. Okay, click on that. Okay, so you have the example there. You also have the near future formula slides in your that you had up a second ago in the resource library, right? So apply the formula to make those sentences like we've been practicing, or like that you see in the resource library slides, or that are right there in the example. And then if you get stuck, just let me know. Try one, put it in the chat if you want me to tell you yes or no, it's good or not. You guys are smart. You guys can do this, so don't give up. I don't know how to unpause this. Let me see. Marlisha, number 3, you were right. 3 and 4 are perfect. I don't know why you deleted that one. Go back to 4. Yeah, go ahead and finish it up. You were right. Perfect. Yep. Yep. That's perfect. Just submit it. Good job, Marlisha. All right. So let's see, Jamarian, what's the first part of our formula? You could just say piano. That's fine. Play the piano. How do you say she goes, Jamarian? She goes, she's going. Yeah. And then what's part number 2? Look at the example in the bicycle one. What's part number 2? right here. Yep, there you go. And then paint. She's going to paint. Okay, Brooklyn, did you finish it up or are you still working? I can't see it on your screen. So you want me to look? Let's see, number 3. You want to put it up on your screen. So you need the action. Play the piano. Play. Right? Remember they use tocar, tocar. Right? Play an instrument, play the piano, whatever. You always got to have the action, because what is it that you're going to do, right? Okay, you guys, that's our time. If later today you have a question, just pop it in the inbox in Canvas and I'll try and answer it as quickly as I can. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, right? Nos vemos lunes. See you Monday, right? And just remember, you guys, if you can get everything caught up before Wednesday, wouldn't that be lovely? That would be lovely, right? Okay. Adios. Number 4. Yes, that's perfect, Brooklyn. Adios, you guys. Good job. It was a hard day today, and you guys pulled it out. You did a good job. Okay. Gracias. Enjoy your weekend. Yes, Brooklyn. Correct. Adios.